So a lot of modern day knife combatives programs, offshoots of different more classical martial arts, they tend to betray the art, what I like to say. They distill what they've learned from Pekiti Tirsia or whatever martial art it is that they took, and then they'll pick it apart and say, this is the stuff that's useful, which is fine. Like repackaging can sometimes get a bad connotation, but I think repackaging is what people ought to do, right? But they end up betraying the source material. They end up betraying the art. You have TriCom and Pekiti Tirsia, and because you have TriCom, you don't go, that Pekiti Tirsia stuff is nonsense.
No, not at all.
You have a respect for this source material, which I don't often find people maintain, because they're like, here's that source material, it's this big, these are the passages that I like, therefore that's what I'm going to teach, and the rest is garbage.
Yeah.
How have you, why, how?
I think the art of it, in and of itself, of Pekiti Tirsia, Kali, is a combat efficient art. It doesn't have to be taken from or have to be kind of
really
bastardized.
The source material is good enough as it is.
In my opinion, it is. It's just the methodology. It's such a big art. It takes so long to really learn, and that's why things have to be modified. Because not many operators, police officers, law enforcement officers, military, have the time to train the art to the point, this large art, to the point where they get to the skill that it will provide. There are units I know that have, in the Philippines in the past, that did train to that degree and were very combat efficient with it. But so that's part of it. There's more that I think that I could expound on that. But the art itself is just a very extensive art, and with what I do with TriCom, Kali is the core, but I also am not afraid to take strengths of other things that I've learned from other martial arts to add to that, right? Jiu-jitsu, wrestling, boxing, Muay Thai, whatever, some things that work well, and to build a cohesive program, but the core is still Kali. And that's because Kali is a multi-dimensional art. It brings everything together, because Kali has strikes, it has manipulations, it's got some wrestling components, it's got all the weapons and counter weapons. So it's actually there. You're just kind of adding, in the TriCom program, we're adding strengths of other arts that specialize in different areas.
So then why does it not concern you that other people might be teaching it wrong? Aren't you worried that that might affect how you are perceived as somebody who also loves
teaching Pekiti Tirsia wrong?
Yeah. Or in general. Firearms manipulation wrong.
Okay.
But yes, closer to the martial arts.
Pekiti Tirsia, one thing I learned from the Grand Master of the system, Grand Tuhon Jared, is that there's a lot of freedom of self-expression, right? So I teach it. I express the art in a way that may be different than another instructor expresses it. I think the way I express it has become very attractive to the tactical world. My expression of Pekiti Tirsia Kali. Another instructor may express it in a way that's more, it's not as practical for that tactical world. And so everyone, so I'd hate to say they're doing it wrong. They're just expressing it the way that they express it. If it has the actual components of the art, it just maybe just be performed or taught in a slightly different way.
So it doesn't bother you that maybe somebody trains with a Pekiti Tirsia instructor who may be from a law enforcement or military background, and then they get a bad taste in their mouth, and all of a sudden they're saying bad things about Pekiti Tirsia not being relevant.
It does bother me, but it does bother me when I see people, even people teaching Pekiti Tirsia in a way that I feel is not the way that true to Grand Tuhon Jared's way of teaching, which is a very practical fighting art. But I don't know that it's my place to tell them they're doing it wrong. They're just not doing it in a way that I would do it. And it does bother me if it does give the reputation of the art a bad name. So,
So you should probably comment more on Instagram. Tell other people
you're doing it wrong.
You're doing it wrong.
Like most new students. No, but yeah, like I said, I could spend a lot of time online doing that if that's what my intention was. So I prefer to stay, like I said, stay positive in my approach to those things. Focus on the good things I see rather than the negative things. So, that's positive reinforcement.
That's pretty awesome.